Cool. Okay, yeah, so start grounded anywhere you want to be, whether that's in a full shavasana or knees bent, soles of the feet together, knees open, anywhere that gets you comfortable. Just have the hands resting either to the sides of the body or resting into the lower abdomen, just to help direct the breath into that lower space of the torso. And then with that, maybe softly closing the eyes, starting to take a couple of deeper breaths. Having the awareness that you're breathing on purpose. Building in a soft ujjayi sound to the breath, just to feel that more concentrated sensation of the breath. Having the awareness of the diaphragm. Allowing a moment of pause between the inhale and exhale. So you connect the breath in with that intra-abdominal pressure, working with those deeper, more intrinsic core muscles. On your next inhale, reach the hands up towards the ceiling and just roll the wrists out, really stretch through the hands and the fingers. And then reach the arms all the way back behind you. If they aren't already, then lengthen the legs away, find a full body stretch out. Staying where you are, take a really big breath in. As you exhale, bring just the right knee in towards your body and the hands come around to interlace around the shin. So you encourage that thigh to squeeze in towards the body, finding a little bit of compression between thigh and torso, so they can connect. Keep the left heel consciously pressing away from you, like you're trying to pin the back of that knee towards the floor. Maybe feeling a gentle stretch around the front of that left hip, and a little bit of a squeeze around the inside of that right one. On your next inhale, find that full body stretch again. Keep the fingers interlaced so the palms are facing the wall behind you, so you get that stretch through the fingers. As you exhale, navel to spine, bring the left knee in towards your chest and hands interlacing around the shin. Again, squeezing that left thigh towards you and simultaneously pressing that right heel away from you. So strong and active through that right leg. The quads should feel fairly engaged. Again, on your next inhale, reaching back with that clasp of the hands pressing behind you. Just going to work a few rounds, one breath, one move. So as you exhale, bring the right thigh in towards the body, hands draw in the shin. Inhale to find that full body stretch. Exhale, bring the left thigh in towards you, hands around the shin. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, right leg in towards you. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, left thigh in towards you. Staying where you are. Scoop in the right leg to meet that left one, so both knees are with you. Just take a gentle rock side to side. Massage your spine into the floor. Bring the legs up to a 90-degree angle. Just take a few of the heel strike abdominals, just to switch on these transverse abdominals lower down. Make sure our posture is feeling strong. So interlacing the fingers together. Let the head rest into that basket of your hands. And before you lift the head up, just use your thumbs to give the neck a little bit of a massage, either side of the spine and around that occiput ridge of the skull, where your skull meets into the neck. And then just keep the thumbs tracking down the sides of the neck, really supporting the head with the palms. Bring the elbows to face up to the ceiling, and then scoop the elbows up so your head lifts and the shoulders lift without pulling into the neck. Keep the knees stacked directly above your hips and try to draw the lower spine into the ground. So you feel that top rim of the sacrum pressing into the mat, holding there. Flexing the feet. Take a big breath in where you are. As you exhale, keep the angle of the leg, but your right heel is going to come to the floor and press it into the ground to pull the lower belly and lower back to the mat. As you inhale, pick up the leg again. As you exhale, take the left heel to the floor, pushing it into the ground, so your lower belly and lower back pull down. Inhale, pick up the leg, reach the elbows high. Exhale, right heel strikes to the floor, pressing it in, lower belly, lower back pull down. Inhale, pick up the leg. Exhale, left heel strikes down. Inhale, pick up the leg. We're going to slow it down a little bit, so the breath cues are just going to slightly change. Just stay where you are, take a breath in. Exhale, right heel comes down again to strike into the mat. Stay where you are, take another breath in. Use the exhale to then pick up the leg, pulling belly down as it lifts. Stay where you are, take a breath in. Exhale, left heel comes to the ground, strikes into the mat, pulling belly and back to the floor. Stay where you are. Exhale as you move, leg lifts up. Stay where you are, inhale in stillness. Exhale, right heel to the ground, pressing it into the mat, belly pulls down. Stay where you are, take a breath in. Exhale, pick up the leg. Last one, stay where you are, inhale. Exhale, left heel strikes into ground, pulling belly down. Stay where you are, take a breath in. Exhale, pick up the leg back up to 90. Let the head come to the floor. Again, just hug the knees in towards your body. Take a little rock side to side, just loosen that off. Take the arms out to the sides of you, either in a long line or in a cactus position, wherever they want to fall. Just taking a twist, so let both knees drop all the way down to the right. Placing the right palm on top of the upper thigh, just to help anchor the legs down. Have a sense of even though your hand is anchoring them down, try to get the left knee to press down into the leg underneath it. And then as you exhale, try to draw the left shoulder closer to the mat. So you find that rotation right through the spine. Again, really deep exhales, where you just move the breath in those abdominals then. Staying where you are, take a really big breath in. Use the strength of the core to bring the legs through the center and over to the other side. Left hand resting onto the upper thigh, right arm reaching away. Again, even though your hand is helping to anchor the legs down, try to press that left knee into the leg underneath it. Each time you exhale, rooting the right shoulder towards the ground. Keep the palm facing up to the ceiling, so your shoulder blade can slide down the back of the ribs, keeping that chest open. Stay where you are, take a really big breath in. Use the exhale to bring the knees back up to the center. Hooking one ankle over the other, the hands underneath the back of the knees, swinging the feet gently backwards and forwards to help you rock up through seated, and then coming straight over into all fours. Spread the fingers open into the ground. Take a little rock forwards, backwards in your hands, a stretch through the palms and the fingers. Maybe rolling the weight around in circles. Good. A couple of cat-cows. So inhale to lift the tailbone up, let the belly expand, let the chest lift. Exhale again, find that strength of the core as though it's an abdominal exercise. You're pulling belly to spine, pushing the floor away. Good. Inhale to lift the tailbone, lift the chest, expand the front of the ribs. Exhale, belly to spine, tuck the tailbone, rounding through, pushing the ground away. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, scooping through. Inhale as you lift. Rounding back through again, so come back into that cat stretch, the spine is pushing up towards the ceiling. Just walk your hands a couple of inches further forwards and then bend into the elbows so they hover just a few inches off the ground, building into turbo dog. Spread the fingers open so hands are active, elbows are hovering, squeeze them in towards each other. So as you bring your gaze back towards the leg, let the head hang, you should still be able to see your elbows in the peripheral vision. Tuck the toes. Make sure your spine is still pressing up towards the ceiling so the shoulder blades feel really open. Take a really big breath in into the back of the ribs. Then as you exhale, lift the knees up. Knees can either stay floating and same height as the elbows, so you have a squat in the legs. To up level, keep the upper body exactly where it is, but straighten the legs up, so hips lift higher towards the downward dog posture. Bend more into the elbows, so they are just hovering above the ground. The palms pressing into the mat, so that index finger that wants to roll up, keep it pushing down. Squeeze the elbows in more. Round through the back a little. Send your shoulders towards your wrists. Take a big breath in. Exhale, straighten up into your full downward dog, pushing the floor away from you. Keep that feeling of shoulder blades wrapping around the outside of the rib cage, so your armpits are trying to turn towards your cheeks. Paddling through the feet. Get a stretch through the toes, through the front of the ankles, and through the Achilles. From there, wave the body forward into a plank position again. Stay really open through shoulder blades as you travel forwards. Holding here, just using your toes, rocking the weight forwards, backwards in the hands. Lower the hips, think pulling belly to spine, slightly tucking the tailbone. Good. Rocking forwards again and holding there. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring the knees to the floor, the chest to the ground. Half chaturanga, elbows into the rib cage. Sliding forwards and up to cobra, shoulders come back down. Exhale, pressing back up to all fours and into a child's pose. Lengthen out lower back. Staying where you are, take 2 full breaths here. Inhale. Fully exhale, squeezing out the breath. Inhale. Fully exhale, squeezing out the breath. Traveling back forwards again, coming back into downward facing dog. Bring the gaze towards the hands, bend the knees, step, walk or hop the feet up towards the hands. Find a forward fold at the top of the mat. Good, soft bend in the knees. Take a moment to just sway side to side at the back, just angle over the legs. So let go of the weight of the head, softening the jaw. Staying where you are, take a big breath in. Use the exhale, engaging abdominals to press you up to standing. Let the arms stay heavy, the chin tucks into the chest until the rest of the spine is straight. Then placing the head on top. Roll the shoulders down your back. My goodness, it's just started to absolutely bucket down with rain outside the window. Stepping forward, to spread the toes open as wide as you can into the ground. Root down through the big toe, and then root the rest of the toes open as wide as they can open out. Make your feet look as weird and wonderful as possible. Rocking the weight very slightly forwards and backwards in the feet. And then just acknowledge where that kind of central point is, so you're neither resting into toes or heels. Then rocking side to side, one foot to the other. So noticing then finding that central point, so neither foot is favoring the holding or supporting of the body. Bring the hands to the heart center, using the thumbs just to lift the sternum slightly, so you grow a little bit taller through the posture. Take a really big breath in, wide into the back of the ribs. As you exhale, gently bring the belly button towards the spine, feel that sense of internal lift and support. And again, really big breath in, wide into the back of the ribs. Exhale, drawing belly to spine, grow taller through the internal structure of the body. Keep the palms together, lift them up towards the ceiling and bring the gaze to your thumbs, holding here for a breath. Stay really rooted and open through the feet, and then see if you can have a sense of traveling up through the body. So the inner thighs squeezing together, let that lift through the torso and reaching that center finger any higher. Take a really big breath in where you are. As you exhale, come into a forward fold through to the feet. Hands to shins or floor, reach the breastbone forwards, allow the breath to bring you to halfway lift. Exhale, soften into the legs, step the right leg back behind you, place the knee to the floor. Just taking one big breath to lift the hands up, really big breath in. Long exhale brings you to plank position. Keep breathing out until you're in the pose. Holding plank, squeezing the glutes slightly so your lower back lifts, it's not dipping. Good. Pushing through the arms, shoulder blades broad. Good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog, squeezing shoulder blades back. Exhale, coming back into downward dog, tuck the chin as you roll back. Good. Gaze up towards the thighs, so the back of the neck stays really long. Take a little dip into the knees and see if your tailbone can then reach higher up towards the ceiling. Pressing the ground away, and then maybe just drop the shoulders into your back a little so you can recreate that wrapping of the shoulder blades. So the neck can just dangle freely between the shoulders. Lift up the left leg, take a really big breath in. As you exhale, belly to spine, bring the foot through to between the hands. Keep the back knee lifted this time, pushing through the front foot, bring the arms up to ceiling. One really big breath in. Exhale, come into forward fold at the top of the mat, stepping back foot to the top. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs, step the left leg back, placing knee to the floor. One big breath in as you lift the hands, let the ribs expand. Exhale brings you to plank position, holding there. Bring belly to spine, activate the glutes, push the ground away, shoulder blades really open. Take a breath in. It's coming through full chaturanga, rock the weight forwards first and then lower down. Press through the arms, lift the chest up, squeeze shoulder blades together slightly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin, rolling back into your downward dog, looking towards the thighs. Slightly turn the toes in, the heels out, just a nudge, nothing dramatic with that. Thinking about the inner thighs and trying to rotate around towards the wall behind you. See if then the sit bones can have a sense of lifting a little bit higher, encouraging a little bit more space between the ribs and the pelvis. So that softer part of the abdomen, within that gap between ribs and pelvis, so you can create more length through there. On your inhale, square the feet up, lift the right leg. As you exhale, step the foot through to between the hands. Keeping back knee lifted, push through the front foot, bring the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift again, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Stay where you are. Take a breath in. As you exhale, rolling up through the spine, pulling the belly in towards that internal spine, bring the arms around and up to the ceiling. Press the palms together, holding there. If it brings strain to the throat or the neck, keep the head facing forwards. Otherwise, maybe gaze lifting to thumbs. Again, feel the toes spread open, the feet occupying as much of your mat as they can. The inner thighs drawing towards each other slightly, so the glutes are slightly engaged, and then using that to engage through pelvic floor, find that spiraling through the lift of the body, lifting the index fingers up to the ceiling as high as they can reach. Take a really big breath in. Exhale, go wide through the arms as you fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step the right leg back behind you, place the knee to the floor. Again, one big breath to lift the arms, go wide with the arms as you lift. As you come down, go wide with the arms, hands to the floor, step it back into plank position. Staying where you are, bring the left hand into the center of the mat, roll onto the sides of the feet, lift the right arm up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale takes you straight to the other side. Right palm down, left hand up. Take a big breath in. Exhale back into full plank position. Pressing open through shoulder blades. Pull the belly to spine. Again, think inner thighs squeezing towards each other. Take a breath in. Rock the shoulders forwards and then down to chaturanga. Elbows hugging in. Pushing through the arms, roll over the toes, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the chin, roll over the toes, back into downward facing dog. 3 big breaths here. Inhale for 1. Exhale, relax the neck, drop the shoulders into your back. Inhale for 2. Exhale, reach the sit bones higher to the ceiling. Inhale for 3. Exhale, bring the belly button to the spine. Lift the left leg up as you inhale. Exhale, step it through to between the hands. Keep the back knee lifted, press through the front foot, bring the arms up. 1 big breath in. Exhale, round through the arms, come to forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into legs. Left leg steps back behind you. Place the knee to the floor. Then go wide with the arms lift. Just to change the habit. Exhale brings you to plank position. Pausing in plank. Bring the right hand into the center of the mat. Left hand lifts up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, switches sides. Left palm down, right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, full plank, holding, pressing open through shoulder blades. Take a breath in. Rocking forwards and down with control, full chaturanga. Pressing through the arms, chest lifts up, inhale. Exhale, over the toes, back into downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. Inhale for 1. Exhale, so you can keep that Ujjayi breath moving. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Lift the right leg up to ceiling, take a big breath in. Exhale, step it through to between the hands. So coming into the lunge, arms wide as you lift the arms. Exhale, wide with the arms, forward fold. Good, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs, stay where you are. Stay, inhale. Use the exhale to roll up to standing. Again, bring the arms wide and up above the head. Open the toes into the ground, but this time, keep the big toes touching, but spread the toes out from there. Again, think inner thighs drawing towards each other. Lifting through the fingertips, lifting through the core. Again, that space between the pelvis and the ribs lengthens. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring the arms wide to the sides, down to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold into the legs. Make sure those big toes are touching, coming into chair pose. Inhale, arms up. Maybe palms pressed together again, lifting the gaze if it's okay with the neck. Sink the hips closer to the floor. Squeeze inner thighs towards each other. Toes should feel light to the ground, sink the hips lower. Interlace the hands together behind your back. Pull the knuckles towards the back edge of the mat. Build the chest open, shoulder blades squeeze together. Keep that deep squat through the legs. Take a big breath in. Exhale, rest the body into the thighs. Let the hands come over the body. Keep the squat of the legs. If you want to, then begin to start straightening legs up, but try to keep the connection of ribcage against the thighs. Allow the head to relax into it. See if you can lift the shoulders further up, getting more lengthening down the neck. Stay where you are on the floor, let the arms just come down to the sides of the feet. Plant the palms flat to the ground. Inhale, bring the chest forwards to halfway lift. Jump it back into your chaturanga as you exhale. Good, inhale into upward facing dog, pressing through the arms. Exhale, coming into downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift the right leg up to the ceiling. So we're going to bend the knee and open the hips out. Keep the underneath heel pressing to the floor. Think about that right big toe trying to reach towards the wall behind you. So you feel that opening around the front of the right hip. Keeping the armpits or shoulders square to the ground. So you are in a spiral through the spine as well. Inhale as you lift the toes back up to the ceiling again. Exhale, step the foot through to between the hands. So we're coming into warrior one. So anchor the back heel to the floor, hips and shoulders stay facing front. Bring the arms up. Again, palms pressed together. Think about the tailbone coming down. So as though you're almost trying to tuck the tailbone. Scoop in the lower abdominals. Think pressing the feet apart from each other. Maybe you feel the opening around the front of the left hip. Deepen into that front knee. Lift the gaze, take a really big breath in. Exhale, interlace the hands together behind your back. Opening out the chest. Again, head can stay softly forwards or let it lift wherever you want to be. Feel the breath move into the upper space of the ribs. So the chest space gets the stretch. The breath opens out into the deeper layers of the pecs. If your thumbs meet the back thigh, use the thumbs to just guide down the legs a little bit. Keep the tailbone down, so we're not arching into a lower back bend, but think about the breastbone trying to reach further up to the ceiling. Might not be too much of a physical movement, where the sensation of it is creating space there around the front of the ribs. As you inhale, release the hands, go wide with the arms back up to the ceiling. Exhale, rotating around into warrior two. Palms stay active. Align the front heel with the arch of the back foot. Gaze over the right fingertips. Keep the shoulders coming down your back, reaching longer through the fingers. Think forearms slightly, just a couple of millimeters higher than your shoulders, which will help to keep the scapula, your shoulder blades, plugged into your back. Deepen into that front knee. So really straight and strong through that back leg. Spine is straight. Take a breath in. Exhale, spiral the hands to the floor. Step back into plank position. Inhale. Rocking forwards and down, chaturanga. Pushing through the arms, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. 2 full breaths. Inhale. Deep exhale. Wrap the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the left leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, find that opening of the hip. So reaching the left big toe towards the wall behind you where it's reaching to. Keep the underneath heel trying to root down to the floor. Feeling the opening around the pelvis. Again, try to keep the shoulders equally facing the floor. Bring the navel to spine as you exhale. On your next inhale, reach the toes back up high again. And exhale, step through to between the hands. Coming into Virabhadrasana 1, back foot anchors to the ground. Inhale, arms lifting up. Again, maybe gaze forwards or gaze lifting, that sense of reaching through the hands. Keep the back heel pressing down so back leg feels active and strong. Slightly drawing the tailbone under, so you create just the feeling of it dropping down, which will open out the front of the right hip. Sink pubic bone towards the front heel. Take a really big breath in. As you exhale, interlacing the fingers together behind your back, maybe one finger differently, just to mix things up a little bit. Draw the knuckles towards the back foot, opening out the chest, maybe noticing a little bit more ease second time round. Or third time round, I suppose. Feel the breath move into the upper ribs. If the thumbs meet the back thigh, maybe use the thumbs to guide down the leg, just to create the lift up of the breastbone. Check that the tailbone hasn't started tipping backwards. Keep the tailbone down, just the lift of the chest. Soften into the neck if you can. On your next inhale, arms come wide, lifting up to ceiling. As you exhale, bring it into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Heel in line with the arch. Keep the front knee tracking over the line of the toes. So if you glance down towards your left big toe, you should be able to see it. The knee hasn't rolled in to cover it. Good. Spine straight, fingers wide and active through the hands. On your exhales, making sure the shoulders feel plugged in, reaching further out through the hands. Take a really big breath in. Use the exhale to spiral hands to floor, stepping back into plank position. Inhale in plank, shoulders broad. Exhale, forwards and down, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting chest, let the breath come into the ribs. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. 2 full breaths. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. And lifting the right leg up, take a big breath in. Again, bend the knee and open the hip again. Reaching the big toe behind you, underneath heel is reaching to the floor. Keep the shoulders square. Maybe noticing second time round how it feels different to the first time you opened. As you inhale, stretch the toes back up onto the ceiling. As you exhale, step through to between the hands. Come back into Warrior 1, back heel planted. Reaching the arms up, big breath in. Hands come to heart center, transferring to Warrior 3. So weighting to the front foot, float the back foot up, 1 little sweep. The back heel is in line with your pelvis. So lift it up. If it goes any higher than the pelvis, you're in a back bend. So keep the belly pulling to spine. Try and flex the foot and think about that back little toe rotating towards the floor, which is going to help square up the pelvis to the ground. Good. Reach the fingers back towards the back foot. So shoulder blades squeeze together. Have a sense of open space around the chest. Lovely, active hands. That's great. From here, sweeping around to your Warrior 2. So back foot drops down and we land into Warrior 2. Arms sweep open. Good. Deepen into that front knee. Bring the left hand to the thigh, finding a reverse warrior. Imagine that front knee trying to reach away from the body. So again, we find that extension in that space between pelvis and rib cage. Don't feel the breath move into that softer space of the abdomen. Inhale, come up through Warrior 2 again, and then extended side angle with support. So we bring the forearm to the front thigh, left arm coming overhead. Try to use the forearm underneath to keep the knee drawing open, and then try to tuck the tailbone, and notice a little bit more space come into this fold of the right hip. So you can try it kind of both ways if you want to. If you send the tailbone back, you'll feel more compression in that right hip. And then tuck the tailbone, feel a little bit more opening. Really big breath in. Exhale, hands to mat, step into plank position. Inhale in plank. Forwards and down chaturanga. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to downward dog. 2 full breaths, wrapping shoulders. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Your inhale is going to lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip, big toe reaching back behind you, underneath heel pressing down. Again, just observing the sensations in this hip or the front of that thigh, noticing the space that's coming into it, keeping the shoulders square to the ground. On your inhale, lift the toes back up again And exhale, step through to between the hands, starting with warrior one. That heel anchors to the floor, lifting up. Reaching the gaze high if it feels okay with neck, or reaching the fingers high. Find that drawing down of the tailbone, the space around the front of the right hip. Bring the hands to the heart center. In one sweep, come into warrior three. Weight comes forward, float the back foot. Hands pressing together slightly under the chest, and let the thumbs rest into the sternum so you have that connection with the body. You flex the back foot, and then little toe rotating towards the floor. It might rock you off balance. That's not a familiar place for the leg to be. Really nice. From here, come into warrior two. So footsteps down, spin the hands open with a flourish. Lovely, good. Deep bend in that front knee. Right palm is going to rest to the back leg. Left hand reaching over, bringing space around that left side of the torso. So again, as your knee reaches further forwards, let it encourage that space into between the pelvis and your rib cage. And then use your breath to get in there a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, come back up through warrior two. Exhale to bring the left forearm to thigh, right arm overhead, extended side angle. Use the forearm to keep the thigh back, palm facing up to ceiling. That left hand palm up, that's good. Think that top shoulder still wrapping into your back. So drop the shoulder into your back, the armpits turning towards your cheek. Good. Tuck the tailbone, so scoop that lower belly in. Use the strength of those transverse abdominals to lengthen that lower spine. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hands to mat, step back into plank position. Inhale. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale to lift up the chest. Exhale to downward dog. 2 full breaths. Inhaling 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Right leg lifts up. Take a breath in. Knee comes behind the right wrist, coming into pigeon. Turn the back leg away from you. Inhale, chest open, shoulder blades draw together. You might want to stay upright here if it feels good to be here, or you can bring it into the restorative feeling of pigeon with head coming to the floor or resting to back of the hands. You decide where it feels good to be. If pigeon is tricky with knees, you can come into figure of 4 on your back. We're just going to finish pigeon either side, so you can come onto your back if that's more comfortable. Try to keep the pelvis still square to the ground, so nudge the left hip bone towards the floor. Keeping that engagement of abdominals drawing in on your exhale. Decompress that internal side of the spine. Take 1 more full round of breath. Bring the hands under the shoulders, step back into a downward facing dog. Stretch out the knee, give it a little paddle. Your next inhale lifts left leg, inhale. Exhale into pigeon. Left knee behind the left wrist, foot towards the right. Again, maybe staying upright with the chest open or folding into that more restorative variation. Square up the pelvis. Whether you're upright or folding, try to soften the shoulders. Abdominals drawing into spine. Taking 1 more round of breath. Step it back into downward dog. Bring the gaze to the hands, bend the knees. You can either step the right foot towards the left wrist and then cross over the other way, or jump the feet through, going through to seated. So see if you can step the feet up or jump them through, swing the legs around, it's fine too. Bring the feet to the mat, reach the hands forwards, take a big breath in. As you exhale, belly to spine, slightly rolling through your back, coming to the floor. Reaching the hands back behind you, find that full body stretch that we opened the practice with. On your exhale, bring the left knee in towards your chest, hands interlace around the shin, squeezing thigh to body. This time, stay where you are, just roll the left foot around a few times. Changing direction. Flexing the foot. Inhale, find the full body stretch, arms reaching back. Exhale, bring the right knee in towards your body, hands around the shin. Rolling the ankle. Change direction. Flexing the foot. Inhale, full body stretch, arms pressing back. And then using your exhale to come into a Shavasana. So just let the arms come down to the sides of the body. Stay long through the back of the neck. If you want to use your fingers just to guide the length of the neck a little bit longer, your head a little bit of a squeeze. Finding your way into the ground. Begin to soften the Ujjayi breath away from your practice if you're still rolling with that. Consciously but softly just lengthening the exhales to bring the heart rate down quickly, bringing that sense of ease back into the body. Soften any gripping away from the eyelids, the cheeks, the jaw. Allow the weight of your head to really drop into the ground. Allow that to soften the neck and the throat. Let go of the shoulders. Allow the weight of the pelvis to feel really anchored into the ground. So the legs and the spine that extend away from it feel soft and at ease. Maybe noticing the warmth or the tingling that's in the palms. And then taking a couple of deeper breaths again. So without any raising of the heart rates, we just bring a little bit more energy and alertness back to the body. Roll the ankles, roll the wrists. On an exhale, bend the knees if they aren't already, so your feet come to the ground, and just let your spine reset to the mat. Either rolling yourself to one side or take a gentle rock through to seated, whichever feels most comfortable, you can come up. Finding any comfortable seats, hands resting to the legs. Staying tall through the spine, soft through shoulders, jaw, forehead. Closing your practice, bringing to mind one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Acknowledging something that you like about yourself today. and recognize how getting to your yoga mat has served you in some way this morning. Closing that to the heart center. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bowing your head to your hands. Have a fabulous day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Nice to see you.